Libra, sun, moon, and rising. It's been a wild fucking ride. I'll tell you that. Your ruling planet Venus traversed your sign, drawing in all this connection and love. Traversed Scorpio, seeing your dark truths, everybody's truth, the deepest and the ugliest truths of a lot of things. And then Venus has actively, she's now in Sagittarius, and you got to have fun and explore and wild out and make stupid mistakes and learn from them, adopt new philosophies and new understandings about yourself and those you surround yourself with. But on November 11th, 11/11, Venus goes into Capricorn and shit gets real. And if you're not ready, you could very easily get your ass handed to you. So let's not do that, right? What's up? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season 2024, baby. Capricorn is a sign of I do, I use. So there's something about attracting in more power, attracting in, and Venus attracting in more power, attracting in more authority. What the hell is going on in your career? Where are you trying to drive things? Like, what do you have the course set? And for those of you who do have the course set, like, fuck yeah, let's go. We ride at dawn. But those who don't, it's time for some analysis. I'm just here to put you on game, baby. So let's go ahead and get to it and create this funky ass, get rid of this funky ass energy as we welcome in my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season 2024. I honestly, wow, these readings are late. I feel like I've been avoiding Libra. Like I've been avoiding this reading. You may be in a state of avoidance or avoiding something specifically that you may be perceiving as difficult, but is it really difficult? Because now that I'm in it, I'm like, let's fucking go. So I feel like our perceptions of things of important things are changing. Your perception of what it is that you want, your philosophies, your relationship to adventure, your relationship to business and work, to your relationship to love, your relationship to yourself. So much is changing. That motherfucking solar eclipse in Libra, bruh, did not fuck around. And that full moon in Aries, which felt like a fucking total lunar eclipse, because it was a super moon, it just like, whew, goodness gracious. It's been a lot. It's been heavy, but we got this. And if anybody can persevere and make it look pretty, it's you. So, things that might. I welcome in the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season 2024. Can't believe we're almost halfway through November. We're almost halfway, we're close out the year. Survive. The Nine of Cups reversed. There could have been something that you thought was a wish fulfillment, and it's just activated a deep emotional outpouring. There's an ending of a cycle of your emotions, your creativity, your spirituality. I feel like you're starting to really figure out what motivates you, what really drives you, what are the active drivers in your life. Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck. It's like, how do you want to end this? Do you end in strife and pain and darkness, or do you end this heavy cycle by way of like letting the emotions, letting the cups empty out, pouring out of yourself. Take the fucking mask off. Be your whole fucking self. Let your emotions out. Let your emotions fly. Let your spirituality soar. So that you can end up in the self-made scenario. Like, of the two, I'm sure we all would prefer the Nine of Cups over the Nine of Swords. And so with this coming out reversed, I feel like some of us may have lost belief in ourselves, or lost a little bit of that like hopeful, wishful energy. I feel like just things are getting serious in some sort of way. Venus going into Capricorn. Yes, things are getting serious. Please hydrate. Light it if you need it. There may have been an emotional outpouring from somebody that has Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placement, something you were wishing for, someone you were wishing for. There could have been just some kind of like closing off or shutting down, or I feel like the first thing to be clarified is like, how do you close out a cycle? Like, how do you show up for yourself in the face of uncertainty? Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. How do you show up when there's all these emotions on the table? Libras are great at not rocking the boat, great at, maintaining homeostasis, great at being the voice of reason. But like, what's going on with like your raw fucking emotions? And when the raw emotions spill out and the mask is forced off, what do you do then? I feel like a lot of you end up being very proud of yourself, how you handle the spilling out of your emotions, or how you handle the spilling out of other people's emotions, possibly. There's just something there around like handling things with care, having like a certain kind of decorum or pride about yourself. But I feel like fuck the decorum. Mars is now in Leo. We need authenticity. And make sure that you're being authentic with yourself and everyone else around you. That's all we can do. Authenticity is a higher octave than love. Authenticity is the highest vibration. Being your whole true self. Raw, snotty, crying, flaws and all, whatever it is. Like, maybe even standing up for yourself. Maybe standing up for what it is that you want. Whatever it is, you just gotta like operate in your authenticity. Take the fucking mask off, Libra. Be your whole self. That's how you get to be loved, flaws and all, and get to experience unconditional love, is when you're brave enough and courageous enough to show yourself. I didn't make the rules, baby. Please continue for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season 2024. There's also something about understanding either way, regardless of what happens, we gonna be all right. The Eight of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and then the Eight of Cups. So I feel like turning your back on an old, like after the outpouring, there's something about getting out of your comfort zone, pursuing your dreams, pursuing your goals, understanding that it is going to be an uphill climb, understanding that it is going to be taxing in some sort of way. There's a lot of emotions coming up to the surface in Scorpio season. There's a lot of dreams coming up to the surface, a lot of also like bubbles being popped in reality checks, like all of this stuff, like all this conflictual combative energy inside of you, I feel like is putting you in the position to initiate a new cycle and turn your back on the old one. This old way of being, this old way of processing, this old way of showing up, the old way of masking up. It's like you are beautiful when you are barefaced and raw and real and authentic You don't need all the accoutrement. You don't need the foundation. You don't need all the stuff. There's something about believing in just how beautiful you are as is, how desirable you are as is. And understanding how loved you are. How the love hits different when you get to be your whole self, when you show up as your whole self. All right, Libra. So what do you want to pursue? The Six of Swords at the center of the reading. 2 cards with turning your back. I feel like there's something about getting your ass out of a situation that you know you shouldn't be in anymore. Getting out of a mindset that you know you shouldn't be in anymore. Like some of you are pursuing like shady things, or there could be some sort of like some shady behavior. It may involve somebody else with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements. There could be a lot of like fear of the past, or fear, like what fear keeping you. I just watched this thing that was talking about Star Wars, and he's like, clinging to fear is the path to the dark side. Are you going to choose to be fearful, or are you going to choose to be faithful? Are you going to choose to be fearful and operate at this lower vibration, or are you going to be faithful to yourself and what you know that you deserve? Are you going to choose to have a fear-based life or a faith-based life? And when I say faith-based, I don't mean Christianity, or religion. I'm saying faith that like you got this, you in collaboration with the God of your understanding, like y'all making moves. Both of the moving cards are coming out first. So in some sort of way, some of you are like moving on from something, moving on from someone, moving forward, moving, like getting out of your comfort zone, getting out of, these kind of tough waters to navigate, and moving towards harmony, moving towards peace, moving towards harmony in the realm of the mind, being willing to take what is necessary and get the fuck out of anything that's like too turbulent, or getting out of anything that's like abusive or disrupts your peace consistently. With the Six of Swords at the center of the reading and the Eight of Cups preceding that, it's like, what do you know you need to turn your back on? This could be behaviors or people or relationships or projects or things that like, is this a true representation of like where I'm trying to go about my ethics? Is this a true reflection of my ethics, my morals, what I believe I'm capable of having, what I believe I'm capable of experiencing? Is this a proper representation of who I am? Is this behavior? Is this connection? Is this job? Is this whatever it is? There's something here about turning your back to what doesn't serve you anymore, or who doesn't serve you anymore. Please continue for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season 2024. Keep breathing. Cards want to be reticent with you. They are taking their time, making sure they get their point across. Make sure you take your time and get your point across. The Nine of Pentacles. It kind of came out on its side. So some of you are moving towards financial freedom, stability, autonomy, independence. Some of you are finally getting out of strong, independent woman, I don't need a man, boss bitch vibes, and are moving towards partnership or togetherness. There's like, again, with the Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck, there's something that's 3 nines thus far that keep showing up. So there's something here about endings, an ending of who you used to be. I feel like there's something here. 8 of Cups, getting out of your comfort zone and going towards your dreams, leaving something that has been established, a way of thought or a way of feeling or a way of emoting that has been established, and going on this uphill climb, collecting what is of value and moving forward, turning your back on the old cycle and moving towards harmony and everything. It's like you're moving towards a new level of self-worth. You're moving towards a new level of independence. And for some of you, it's like there's this healthy independence that's contributing to a healthy interdependence. Some of you, this is like the ending of a cycle of an outdated level of self-worth. Some of you are moving towards securing the motherfucking bag. But the self-worth has to be that your self-worth is a reflection of how much money you think that you should make. How much money you are making is a reflection of your self-worth. And so for a lot of us, there are ways to step this up. Aren't you worth 8 hours of sleep? Aren't you worth a healthy, balanced, clean diet? Aren't you worth working out? Isn't this life worth having yourself in the best tip-top shape so that you can do what the fuck you want to do when you want to do it, and do it without all like insecurity? And I'm not just talking about on the physical level. I'm talking about emotionally, spiritually. There's just something there that's shifting around your self-worth. Final card, final message, please, for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I feel like, Libra, you're having to, I just want to remind you, spoken word supersedes thought. So if you're struggling with the Six of Swords at the center of the reading, some of you may be really struggling with intrusive thoughts or struggling with fear. And I want you to practice saying out loud, speaking out loud, literally, the antithesis of whatever negative thought that it is that you're thinking. If you're having a thought of like, I'm so silly or stupid or whatever, like there's something around saying with your voice and commanding, I am not silly, I am not stupid, I am brilliant, my intellect is revealing itself to me on a day-to-day basis. I am learning, I am humble in my learning, I am happily learning how to develop, I'm allowed to learn from my mistakes. Like whatever it is that you're whatever negative thing that you've been thinking, I am allowed to be loved for as I am. I will be loved for as I am. I will be cherished and protected. I will be able to be in my strong divine masculine, divine feminine energy. I'll be able to oscillate between the two. I have everything I need. I will be taken care of. I will be properly loved. I will have my divine counterpart. I will have my partner. I will have my, whatever. Speak it out loud. We're on the Scorpio-Taurus axis. And the shadow, the opposite of Scorpio, is Taurus, and Taurus rules the throat. And so I feel like words that we say are really important right now. Words, either way, words or spells. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Final card, final message, please, for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season 2024. Some of y'all have been putting in work towards getting to like creating some kind of prosperity or positive abundance, and it's about to pay off. Money coming to me, money coming to me, money. Like, Final card, final message, please. It's wild how reticent they're being with you guys. Death, which is a Scorpio card, and the Two of Pentacles. Some of you are realizing, like, I don't want to be a player no more. I ain't a player. I just crush a lot. Some of you are going from polyamorous to monogamous, from monogamous to polyamorous. There could just be something there around like your love style changing. Some of you are starting to realize, like, either the final card is the Death card, and on the bottom of the deck was the World. So I do feel like you are completing a cycle, but again, and like a figure 8 here, a new cycle. There's something here about like, I'm done feeling like I'm getting played, or I'm done being somebody's option. I'm done feeling like an option. I'm done taking on all these responsibilities. I'm ready to delegate stuff. I'm ready to set myself up for success. I'm ready to get grounded. I'm ready to get way more efficient with my time management, with my energetic budget. I'm down to be transformed. When the Death card comes out, the Death card is a great fucking card. Do not fear this card. It's like, yes, there could be some kind of a profound ending, but that's the thing. It's like a profound metamorphosis. Every ending is a new beginning. That's just physics. That's just life. And so the final card being the Death card, there may be somebody with Scorpio placements coming in. I feel like when Pluto goes into Aquarius, shit's about to really get real. And the Two of Pentacles is what I'll keep on the bottom of the deck. But I just feel like there's something about, like, stuff is coming to a close. I'm going to show you a little bit of the Patreon plunge here because I love you. Stuff is coming to a close because wishes are coming true. You finally turn that Nine of Cups into the Star. But look at all the nakedness. It requires intimacy. It requires transparency. It requires vulnerability. And if you can fucking make those lessons, if you can learn those lessons, you will become masterful. You will learn how to wield your magic ethically and feel really good about it. But you've got to surrender to the emotions that are coming up. And speaking of Patreon, I definitely think you should follow me over there, darling, because I've started an ethical cult. Speaking of ethics, over there we're going to clarify all these cards. There's all kind of astrological content. There's a tier for daily readings as well, so check it out. Patreon.com/JustJEverything. For free shit, check out my Instagram at JustJ_everything. TikTok at JustJEverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. All the links are in the description box below. So let me zoom out a little bit. One major court card. One major arcana. No court cards. So I feel like so much of Scorpio season has had to do with your micro decisions. The little micro decisions that make up the macro moves of our life. I feel like the closer we get to Sagittarius season, there is some sort of profound ending. I'm very excited to clarify this. There is some sort of like metamorphosis or transformation, because the thing is just like, who are you afraid of becoming? Some shit has to end so you can make room for like what actually is meant to be yours. There may be somebody with Scorpio placements, and I want to say coming back. This feels like some of you have a Scorpio that's coming back. For some of you, this is a new Scorpio. Some of you may be put in this position where you're actually like grieving the loss of your independence, or grieving the loss of a relationship, grieving the loss of who you thought you were, grieving the loss of a self-image, what you thought you were supposed to be doing, where you thought life was going. I told you that eclipse has, like, solar eclipses change the trajectory of life. You think you're driving down here and all of a sudden, skirt, we're going in a different direction. And we're all still recovering from, the developments of that solar eclipse in your sign, Libra, and that full moon in Aries, because the me wounds, Aries, versus the we wounds, Libra, has been fucking activated heavily. So if you're dealing with somebody with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements, I feel like there's a lot of emotion on the table. There's a lot of feelings that need to be talked about, articulated, put into words, um, wrapped up, wrapped up tidy and having a little bow put on them so you can figure out, like, am I putting this back in the drawer or am I walking away from this? And is this something that's precious to me or is this something that I need to walk away from? There may be somebody with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements walking away from you, darling. That is also a thing. And I feel like if they are walking away, it's because they have a dream to pursue. They know they have something that they need to do or that they need to stand up for, or maybe you shattered a dream. I say a lot of you, but flip it. Maybe you shattered a dream and they have to go on their way, or vice versa. If you're dealing with somebody else that has Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements, I feel like they are getting out of a situation or a mindset that they know isn't serving them. They're trying to move towards peace, trying to move towards being able to stand up on their own 2 feet. They're trying to move towards autonomy or independence. If you're dealing with somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements, I feel like they are very about their own shit. They are very unbothered, very unmoved. They're going to do what they want to do when they want to do it. And I feel like you have a lot that you could possibly learn from them. If you are dealing with somebody with Scorpio placements, I feel like good luck. I'm just kidding. I feel like if you're dealing with somebody with Scorpio placements, this person is divinely assigned to, like, come back in when they come back in. I don't know why I feel like this person is from the past. Everybody responds to change differently. Everybody responds to the death card differently. But I feel like what you don't want to do is like juggle anymore or play the game, or maybe you don't want to be juggled or you don't want to be played or whatever it is, and that's going to require a lot of intimacy within yourself, intimacy with the God of your understanding, so you can trust and believe that what's for you can't miss you, baby. When something is divinely assigned to you, it will be yours. Nothing can keep it from you. And so I feel like Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, a big thing here is your willingness to rock the boat, your willingness to be a disruptor. You are the sign of justice, so you are destined to be at least a sliver of disruptive in your life. There are major themes here about turning your back or moving. What are you moving towards? What do you need to turn your back on? What do you want to move towards? What do you want to create? What is your particular brand of the Nine of Pentacles? What is your relationship to luxury? What is a luxury to you? Who is a luxury to you? Who do you feel luxurious with? But what I do feel like is, regardless of what happens, you are moving towards a higher level of self-worth. You are moving towards this, like, motherfucking audacity to be your whole self and to let the chips fall where they may, just so you can be your whole self. And everybody wants the damn rebirth, but you got to have the death before you have the rebirth. So if something needs to end, understand that something needs to end. But I also feel like something comes back. But the biggest thing here with the death card is, why are you so afraid to become the greatest version of yourself? And what is the greatest version of yourself? I've been watching a lot of videos today on relationships, and you're the sign that governs relationships. And I heard this beautiful Black man talk about how he's amazing on his own, and he's done so much work to get comfortable on being on his own, but he understands that he will truly be at his best when he is in healthy partnership. And Libra, sun, moon, and rising, I feel like you know that about yourself too. So once you really have done your work to like get you where you need to be, understand that you'll vibrate at a frequency that attracts your equal, your match. I also just reminded me, what did it say? There was a quote that I read, like, I'm afraid by the time the one comes around that I'll no longer be the one. Or like, I'm afraid that when the best for me comes around that I'll no longer be the best me. Something of that nature. Don't let yourself fall into that darkness. Don't let yourself fall into that despair. You will be taken care of. You'll be loved. Just don't be afraid to become this version of you that's fucking like a big deal. You're worth it. I love you. I hope to see you over on Patreon, patreon.com/JustJEverything. Let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.